The Big Voice. KWTN 100.9 FM. The official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe.
KWTN 100.9 FM. Welcome everybody to Winnebago Talks on a beautiful Tuesday, September here, as we're going to be discussing some of the things that are going on in Winnebago. If you never tuned in, we'd like to say welcome to each and every one of you. Give us your introduction there, young lady.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Good day, all you beautiful people. I am Bethany Redhorn, the Winnebago Indian news editor.
Alrighty, so, and then also helping out with some of the big voice programming. DJ Bethany's in the house. So Thursday we've been having a series of what they call mini All Requests Live.
Yes.
And we appreciate everybody that votes for the top 5. We have a countdown on there. And then this weekend, brainstorming some ideas here. So just to recap what we got, then we'll get back into that section there. But we have Ho Chunk Renaissance is going to be talking about. They have some events coming up, including the Harvest Celebration and Ho Chunk Baseball. What is Ho Chunk Baseball? If you never got a team in, we're probably going to challenge some people to try it out. It's a lot of fun. So they're going to be coming over there, when it's going to happen, where it's going to happen. There's some lesson plans, things like that. It's going to be a good time. So Ho Chunk Renaissance in the house. We have to talk about primary elections, okay? So there's some things that are going to be taking place. As you know, today, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. is when the polls open. Primary elections, the top 6 advance on, so we'll discuss that a little bit later on. What else do we got? We got the joke of the day, we got the rant of the day, and the answer is
yes.
So, yeah, man, there's a lot of good things. All right, just to recap this weekend, I hope your Labor Day was a good celebration and everything. Did you do anything special?
Just really got to relax and rejuvenate the soul, spend time with family.
Yeah.
Had my boys for the weekend, so
Yep.
got some back to school shopping.
For sure. There you go, man. It is back to school. So real quick here, we are going to talk about the Winnebago in the news, but we do have Ho Chunk Renaissance in the house, so we don't want them to wait any further. So without further ado, we're going to turn the microphones on over here to Ho Chunk Renaissance. This is Jordana. How you doing?
Good. Happy to be here.
Yes. I don't know if you want to do. This is your first time, I believe. So if you want to give us your formal introduction, who you are, where you're from, and say hello to the good people.
Yeah, sure. Hanat chini kariki we Ho-chunk rajra wachokini piwinga higaide naga maikhite rajra Jordana Perga higaide. Hello everybody, my name's Jordana Per. My Ho-chunk names means good family leader. I'm from the Buffalo clan, and I currently live in South Sioux City, but kind of float in between.
Yeah.
And I'm just here to talk today for Ho Chunk Renaissance. We're having a couple of events this month, and we just wanted to get the word out.
Yeah, so thank you for that introduction. Welcome to Winnebago Talks. We appreciate you taking time out of your day. And we seen down at the big screen, there was a couple of series of graphics down there. If you have an opportunity, folks, and driving through Winnebago, maybe stop at the big screen. We offer birthday graphics, news updates, QR codes, all kind of good stuff that's going to be taking place down there at the big screen. And every now and then, too, we'll show whether it be a fight or a football game or movie night.
Driving.
Yeah, drive-in movie. The round dances and the bonfires happen down there. But you have Ho Chunk Baseball coming up here. I know your department and your staff been working hard to get that word out. But what is Ho Chunk Baseball?
Okay, so I recently started as an apprentice. I changed positions not too long ago, but in the apprenticeship program, we have immersion days where it's a day focused solely on just speaking Ho Chunk. So we also started implementing Ho Chunk Baseball, which is kind of like it incorporates the traditional American baseball game, but minus like the bats and the gloves and the ball. So you have the 3 bases and you roll a dice and each side of the die represent either a phrase or a word, which you'll have to translate back into either Ho-Chunk or English. And so you roll the die, and whichever one you get, you go to that base, but then you also have to confirm your answer with the pitcher. And usually the pitcher is sitting alongside with one of our advanced speakers who have the final say of making the call of it being correct or incorrect. It's a really fun game. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So just so you know, if you roll like a single, and you can roll again, right? Does that make sense? Is that like a count as a strike?
Yeah. So if you get the answer wrong, it counts as a strike.
Okay.
And then the batter's out. So you have 3 outs in a regular game. If you're unsure of the answer, you can call a huddle, which you're allowed 3 per inning. And that gives you the chance to either look at your cheat sheet or call upon your team to help.
Yeah.
And that comes really in handy, especially when the bases are loaded and you want to bring everybody home. So with a single, you usually translate a Ho-Chunk word back into English. And then, yeah, if you get it right, you go to the first base. But if you get it wrong, you can call a huddle or take the strike.
Yeah. And so the home run. The home run is like a full sentence, right?
Yeah, that's a full sentence from English to Ho-Chunk.
Wow. Yeah. And once you get those, I notice like there's repetitiveness so that it can sink in. But who can play?
Anybody can really play. We are having preparation classes for this year's tournament. I know a lot of the feedback was nobody really has time, so we've kind of accommodated with everybody. We have classes every Tuesday and Thursday from 5 to 6 up at our new learning center, 509 Elm Street. And that gives everybody a chance to, just take time out of your day to really focus on your study guide.
Yeah.
And obviously you can bring your study guide to the tournament, but when you're up batting, you cannot use it or look at it whatsoever.
Okay. Alrighty. And then there's some prize money involved, right? Wow.
Yeah, we got pretty good amount this year. I really wish I could play, but I'll take the out for this year. But yeah, we have a good prize money, and it's a lot of... it just brings in a lot of people because of that good incentive.
Yeah. And when is it going to take place?
It'll take place September 12th.
And that's a Friday.
At 6 p.m. at the Land of Wellness.
Okay, down at the fields. All righty. Then we also have, the study sessions, there's a QR code down at the big screen if you want to sign up your team. Is there a certain amount of people that you have to have on a team?
Usually you want to have at least 4 people, just so you have somebody, like if the bases are loaded, you still have a batter up. You can have up to 5 people on your team, but we require at least 2 adults and 2 children, just to keep it even.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Any questions? She's saying, explain that so well.
Yeah, no, definitely. I was just thinking back, I got to partake in it when I was in elementary school, so I was just kind of reminiscing over here.
Yeah. There's not, you got to walk to the base, but I mean, as far as the physicality of, regular softball and baseball, it's not that. It's basically you get up to the microphone and the pitcher is going to throw you the question, and it's up to you if you can hit it or whatnot. But that dice too, you roll it, so you get to kind of figure out which base, triple, single, double, or what is it? There's another one too, choice. I think it's
choice.
And I think there's one that I seen it one time, and it might have been in the championship game, but there's one that says strike.
Yeah, it's the star.
Yeah, and so if you roll it 3 times, you don't even have a chance. 3 strikes, you're out. So I seen that and I was like, oh my goodness, there's no way. And everybody was thinking there's no possible way he's gonna roll another star. Boom! It's like, oh my goodness, he didn't get a shot. But it's exciting. I think that if you have an opportunity, there's a big push. One of the candidates, a lot of the candidates here make mention that we need to have more language out there and everything too. So I know that tribal council, all the way down, organization, administration, everybody wants to support this, and it's a good chance to get the family together. I think this is the first time it's going to be on a Friday. Usually it's on a Saturday or a Sunday, but we're going to try it out and see what happens. Then you guys have the harvest celebration coming up, huh?
Yeah, we do.
Do you know the details on that one, or what's the date?
Yeah, our harvest celebration date will be the 19th. Registration begins like an hour before grand entry, so dancers can come out and register. We'll be at the gym, the Blackhawk Center.
Wow. So you got two back-to-back events, 2 Fridays in a row. So mark your calendars, everybody. Ho Chunk Baseball is going to be on September 12th. And then we're going to have the harvest celebration. It's either going to be probably at the Veterans Memorial Park or Blackhawk Center.
If the weather treats us well, we should be out at the Veterans Park, but if not, we'll be at Whirling Thunder.
And that's going to be the following Friday and stuff. So Ho Chunk Renaissance. And what do you guys have any other programming? And
As far as now, no, but we do have some specials. We have a head woman special. She's honoring the potato dance.
Okay.
Nice.
That'll be pretty cute and fun to
Yeah.
see.
Cool. Alrighty. Now, you guys been working with Gabe. Shout out to your media specialist over there. But we've been also airing some of their language episodes. Tell the viewers a little bit about that.
So they've been having a variety of topics that they'll go through, and they'll do some translations as well as playing some of the Ho Chunk songs. And I like it because they do go back into some of the history as well. And so we did episodes 1 through 6. So they're about an hour altogether, and then I want to say some of the topics that they've gone over. There's a variety of them in each episode, so you'd have to really check out the episode to get all of that it has in the episode. But looking forward to the new episodes that we have coming.
Yeah, so how many episodes have we aired so far?
6
6 of
altogether.
them?
Yep.
And then do they run in rotation?
Yeah, so on Tuesdays, when we get the new episodes, that'll be the premiere for when those new ones will air. And then we get into a replay into the evening. We had a listener out there that wanted to check them out. So we loop them out 6 to 8 p.m. And then Wednesday, we get into a replay as well in the afternoon at 1.
Okay.
And then at 6 again.
Yeah, I was tuned in. They're pretty good because it's a variety. They'll go into a story. They'll also kind of teach the language. They have some music sections in there as well.
Also some like taboo, like beliefs and stuff like that. Or,
Right.
Some do's and don'ts. And
I was sitting there working at my desk, and I kind of heard it through the headphones here in the studio. And I wish I could have went back. So I'm glad that we replay them because I was
Yeah.
like, what did he say again? And I'll just have to wait till that loop comes around and stuff. So the more it's out there, the better.
No, definitely. I would encourage anybody out there, if you are wanting to just kind of listen to some Ho Chunk words, some music, and they explain a lot of it as well. So if you're able to catch it, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. In the evening.
Jordana, why did you become a Ho Chunk apprentice?
I wanted to get more involved in the community. I mainly resided in the city, so I'm what you call a city native. But I did grow up around here, so I wanted to, I got my degree, my associates at Little Priest not too
Nice.
long ago. So I wanted to,
Congratulations.
thank you. I wanted to come back and put that degree to work. So I ended up applying as an apprentice at Ho Chunk Renaissance, but I soon realized I kind of more would push myself if I was a media and design specialist. So I applied and I got it.
Nice.
Nice.
There you go. I know some designers myself. Alrighty, so Jordana Pear with Ho Chunk Renaissance in the house here. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, you guys are located over here. What's you guys' address? What's the address around this area? Mission Drive or something?
Yeah, it is Mission Drive.
Mission Drive. They're there. They've been there for a number of years and my
Number.
Boston accent and stuff. But come on over to Ho Chunk Renaissance. They also have a website, Facebook page. What else you guys got? I mean,
I'm pretty sure we have a TikTok somewhere.
TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah, we got YouTube.
There you go. And you also have a radio show. You got some events coming up and utilize the big screen. I always appreciated the egg hunt that you guys did. That's always a good time. People are out there looking for it. It's kind of weird. You go outside and they're like, well, what are you guys looking around my car for? They're looking for the egg, But there's other events that you guys help out with too. So appreciate that. And looking forward to the harvest celebration as
Yes.
around this time. Football weather, sweater weather.
Sweater weather.
Garen's birthday weather. No, I'm just playing. All right, Jordana, thank you for coming on over.
Thank you
We
guys for
appreciate
having me.
Yep.
Thank you. And so just want to jump in there and remind you, we haven't had the sports show for the past couple weeks. Last week we were kind of double booked. We were booked and busy. So we'll be getting back into an episode this Wednesday. So tomorrow at 5 p.m., Coach Q and B-Love will be here in the studio to talk about some of those local sports. Volleyball, we're in cross country, golf, football, Nebraska Huskers, seen some other stuff going on.
Did you watch that game?
I did not.
Yeah,
I seen some ruffled feathers, or I don't know what really to call it.
yeah, it's pretty interesting. I want to say that, don't call me cheap here, but I seen a commercial and they said manage your subscriptions, right? And you could be saving like $400. I was like, oh man, those guys are suckers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I end up somehow, somewhere along the line and stuff, I kind of got curious. I was like, what are we all subscribed to? Hulu, ESPN, NFL, there's Disney Plus, Paramount, Netflix, all this, HBO. I cleaned house, man. I mean,
You have to.
yeah. And then here's the thing. We had 2 Paramount accounts. I was like, what in the world? And the trick is they're like, click here, sign up, you get a month free. And then after that,
You're supposed to go cancel.
yeah, they charge you $1. And then that's how it happened, man. I was like, so I did not get to watch the Nebraska game. Yeah.
Because you cleaned house.
Yeah. And I'm gonna, I don't know, somehow, if no, yeah.
Go cruise around. Just kind of
something.
Somebody's got it blasting.
Right. But I seen everybody post, might as well not even, you guys are saving me money because everybody's like touchdown or, oh, he missed the pass. Everybody's just updating. Like, I think everybody's watching the game, like,
No.
yeah, it's pretty interesting. All right, let's talk about primary elections, folks. Here we go. Primary elections Tuesday, September 2nd. Just so you know, the office staff that are located down at Winnebago Tribe's headquarters, that's the Blackhawk Community Center, includes finance, IT, administration, council. What else do we have? Grants and contracts. They're closed for today. The rest of the organization is open, including the Winnebago Indian News, the Big Voice Radio, Physical Resources, Human Services is open. So just in that building, they are shut down for today. Tomorrow, they're going to, well, actually, I think it's tonight. But tomorrow, the official announcement of who the top 6 will be posted. It will be posted on the Winnebago Tribe's Facebook page. I believe that they always do down at the Blackhawk Center in that window pane. They post a big sheet of the results of who's going to be advancing on. Here's the thing. We want to encourage you guys to get out and vote because new this year is for primaries, you can have write-ins. But in general, the next cycle of elections, and that's the one that counts. Well, this one counts too, but I mean, that's the one that seats the 3 candidates for a 3-year term. There's no write-ins in that general election. All right. So the top 6, and you get to choose from that. But those top 6, if you make it onto that primary, if you make it onto this next round, then 3 of them are going to advance on. They're going to earn their seats for 3 years at the Winnebago Tribal Council seat. Kenny Mallory wrote a letter into the Winnebago Indian News. He is not running, which means that we'll get a new council member. The 2 incumbents are running. That's Coley and Dusty. We also have the rest of the candidates. I don't know if you have that sheet up and if you can let them know who's all the candidates here today.
I gotcha.
So we have Eric Armel, Tanya Baker. This is an alphabetical order. Coley Brown, Harold Cleveland, Arita Frazier, Darla LaPointe, Keely Purcell, Sharon Redhorn Chamberlain, and Terry Saintsier are those ones that are posted. Now, like I said, there is write-in candidates that are allowed in the primaries, but again, we want to emphasize that there is no write-in candidates for the general, which is going to be October 7th. It's a Tuesday coming up around the corner. So pretty interesting time, huh?
Definitely. And then also, if you are able to, or if you're looking for more information or you wanted like a full breakdown of some of those important dates, you can go to the Winnebago Tribe's website. If you go just directly to winnebagotribe.com, you'll see all of the breakdown with this. There's a big bulletin across talking about the primary tribal council elections today. But there's an About Us. If you go to government, honestly, I think you covered this last week as well. Tribal elections right there with a tab, and then you can see all of those dates, as well as the final draft for the eligible voters list.
One of the questions a lot of times they get is, how come off-reservation voters can't vote? And that's simple, is because it's in the Constitution that the Winnebago Tribal Constitution is that they're not, you have to reside within the exterior boundaries of the Winnebago Indian Reservation. Mm-hmm. That's not to say there's been amendments to the Constitution. The Constitution can change, but it is up to the voters to make that change, and that has yet to happen. So a lot of times it's like, how come we can't vote? How come we can't vote? Well, it's in the Tribal Constitution. Until that changes, it's going to stay the same. Yeah. Other questions that come up, enrollment, it's a topic of discussion. I know that they made mention in my capacity as communications officer, our youth are low in numbers, far as it should be flip-flop. There should be like, there's, for example, 10,000, this example, 10,000 adult 18 and over, and there should be 30,000 youth. That means that the tribe is going to be strong for the next couple of years. But right now there's like 3,000 adults, and then there's 1,000, somewhere around there. I don't know the exact numbers and stuff, but as far as the youth, that means that the expiration date is looming. So enrollment is a topic of discussion. People are just the council is gonna have to roll up their sleeves and get to it. The other thing too is we have, expansion. You got Warhorse Casino as a topic of discussion. What they're going to do with, kind of the revenues and how that's going to break down. What other things have you heard about there that might be big? The Trump administration, there's a lot of things coming down the pipeline as far as cutbacks.
Yeah. I would also say some of the ones that I've seen is housing.
Housing is a big topic.
Affordable housing and just availability and things like that.
You're kind of in that realm.
Yeah, definitely. And, it's just like what I think is really awesome about our community here for the Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska is that we have that opportunity to be able to become a homeowner. There's resources out there that we're able to utilize and, be able to obtain your own home someday. So it's just getting out there and doing that work that's required to start that process, or however that may roll out and how that looks. Just got to take the initiative. Yeah.
And then another topic of discussion was culture and language.
Yes.
They wanted to make sure that all the candidates, I believe, mentioned something about that. I remember Brian, during the election forums and stuff, they're like, well, I like the questions that we kind of came up with here. What will be your priorities? So that was kind of an open-ended question. They outlined it. Some of the candidates come up. Not all the candidates came up, but if you want to go back to our Facebook page and our YouTube channel, the last week's episode?
Yep. Yes.
We're not going to feature any candidates today just because, the elections and all this and that, as far as campaigning. We don't know if a radio is on down there or anything like that. There's certain rules. You can't campaign within a certain amount of feet of the polls and stuff. That means posters or anything like that too. Anyways, we want to talk about the Winnebago Indian News. Second issue under your realm, your tenure, your reign. Is that what it's in the books? Let's talk about it.
Yes. So for one, I really appreciate our team up here. Everybody does their part, and one thing that I was really looking forward to was just being able to kind of do something that I really love, which is write. And so just finding that groove. I, of course, want to make sure that, having that in the back of our mind of our community members out there, that their lifeline to the community is through the Winnebago Indian News. So making sure that they have, things updates in there to read and things like that.
If they didn't get a physical copy, where can they find it?
So you can go to the Winnebago Tribe's website. You go to winnebagotribe.com. There is a news tab. If you click on the news tab, it'll bring you to our page, which you can see some contact information for us, our email, extensions, as well as some rates and deadlines. And if you wanted to subscribe to the Winnebago Indian News, you could reach out to our office circulation manager, Tyler Snake, at tyler.snake@winnebagotribe.com. But a digital version is available on the website. So if you go to winnebagotribe.com/Winnebago-Indian-News, you'll be able to read the digital copy for that, which we had this week for our headliners. We had the 2025 primary elections, and also horse racing returns to Atticad.
Yeah, I think, that was an excellent article. That was pretty awesome. I was there at the Atticad races and stuff. I needed to get into the hat derby contest, man. They had some good prizes for that. But what was really cool, too, is they had educational performances. I know that some of the Winnebago dancers came up there. Grey Wolf sang for them, and they sang also the flag song. Mm-hmm. It was the debut of that new track. Pretty exciting stuff, man.
Yes.
I was talking to some of the horsemen people, and we featured Lori, and then Lynn McNally, and then HCI and the crew there too. Mm-hmm. They doubted that they would get that track done in time because there was rain delays, there was material delays, there was all kind of things. So this one guy, he's been in the horse industry for a long time. I forgot his name, Bill or Bob, but he works for the Horsemen's Association, and he kept kind of like, I don't know, if they're going to be able to turn that out in time for, they said in August. He's like, it's more looking like September, just because there's a lack of jockeys, horses. There's a lot of horse races going around, not only in Nebraska, but you think about Minnesota, Canterbury Park, and up there, and what is it? Des Moines has that one, Meadows or Prairie Meadows or something. But they got it. They did it. I mean, it was one race. It was one race day, I should say. There was, I think, three or four races that day. But they did it, man. And that was awesome. Then they made that announcement that Warhorse South Sioux City is it's going to be starting construction in either the spring or the summer of 2026. So that is less than, 6 months, 9 months or something like that.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah, man, that is crazy. I seen too that Warhorse Casino's doing some giveaways, and they're coming up on their anniversary and everything too, and just underway. So exciting time for the Winnebago Tribe, Ho Chunk Inc., and Warhorse Casinos. Yeah. And then we talk about more of the Winnebago in the news. What else do we have in there?
So, speaking of Warhorse, there's the Senior Day Phase 2 experience that they're going to be having on Tuesday. So next Tuesday, September 9th, 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. This is exclusively for all enrolled elders 55 plus of the Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska. So you can sign up in person. You can sign up in person at the Senior Center by September 2nd. So today is the deadline to get signed up. You can call or visit Ho Chunk Incorporated, their corporate office. So you can call 402-878-2809. And also bus rides available for members of the Senior Center. So the deadline to sign up is today.
For sure.
And then I also seen, so just to put it back on your radar, we have another date that we would like you to be aware of. I can get my little thing to scroll in. So on September 16th at 5 p.m. at the Environmental Protection Department building, there's going to be a water quality tribal community forum. And then the address for that, 903 North Mission Drive. But the EPD wants to hear from our tribal community when it comes to the quality and future of our sacred and cultural waterways. You can join them in this family-centered event where you'll hear from the Water Clan, and they will gather your valuable input to help protect and restore our water. So there's also going to be a Native Youth Coloring Contest and a light meal provided. And so big thank you to those sponsors, Red Sky Nation, NPD, Missouri River. And if you want more information, you can give them a follow on Facebook, Winnebago Tribe's Environmental Protection Department.
make sure you mark your calendars for that because water is sacred.
Yes.
We do have some areas. I was just talking about that the other day. I was cruising home and I was like, oh my goodness, we want to leave a better life for everybody, including those that, our next generation, our grandchildren. But I seen, the airplane come down and spray pesticides, and I was just like, we're not immune because that stuff is all around as far as this pesticides. Now, they're getting smarter, but at the same time, hopefully they're getting safer. But when it rains, that pesticides can go into our waterways, which in turn floats down into our water. Man, it's scary stuff.
It is. I was just going to say that, scary stuff.
So appreciate everybody, the activists, those that there's corporate people out there that were just, the bottom line is the bottom line. But we as stewards of Mother Earth, we encourage here in the Big Voice, everybody to try to, better utilize their resources, especially when it comes to water. So let's take that in, mark your calendars, and if you have an opportunity, join them for that evening. So bring the whole family, the young ones too. Maybe they'll look back and be like, I remember that one time they had a forum up there at that building. I did the coloring contest, but they talked about some important stuff. They might be on the radio, the next generation and stuff. So that's very cool. What else you got?
And so the next thing that we have here, it's scrolling down. We have the KWTN Crisis Response Program. They have a mental health and wellness fair. And so September 10th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the big screen, you can visit with representatives from a variety of community organizations. You can learn how to manage your mental health, receive guidance on how to help loved ones, and discover new ways to enhance your well-being.
Shout out to one of your sis, Ione.
Irene.
Yeah.
My wife for life.
She needs to come on up here.
Yes.
Let's discuss it. Maybe next Tuesday. We'll get that. And then shout out to my sister, Cassie Kitchian.
Yes.
If there's more information, they're looking for booths. So make sure you scan that code. There's a registration ends September 3rd. If you have an informational booth, and they're going to gather everybody, and I believe there's going to be some T-shirts. And the most important thing, though, is the information. We just never know. There's times where I'll be cruising, and then all of a sudden I'll get the blues. I'm like, where did that come from? Just kind of like a stormy Monday, or just like, hey, what is going on? So I might have some questions for these guys. There's also some of our relatives. Make sure you check on them. Tell them that you love them. Nobody around here, should have that anger or heart, the hate, whatever it may be, man, because we don't have much time.
Yep.
We don't have much time. So that's going to be just around the corner. And September 10th, I know, what is September Suicide Awareness Month?
It is. I was just going to say that. It's dedicated to multiple awareness causes with a significant focus on National Suicide Prevention Month. And so this one here is going to be focused on some self-care and mental health and wellness.
For sure.
So to go along with the mental health and wellness fair.
Wow, we got a lot of information in the Winnebago on the news. Keep going.
Okay, so then nextly we have, this one was actually put out, and I believe this is with the tribal court. So they're going to have, so just an advance notice to put it on your radar. I don't have the official number, but you know how they're like, it's officially this many days till Christmas. I already seen the stores. They already got their Halloween stuff out. So Christmas decorations are coming next. But they have a senior angel tree, and you can register today with Carmelita Parker, carmelita.parker@winnebagotribe.com or jennifer.barrage@winnebagotribe.com. This is limited to Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska members, 65 plus living on the reservation, and it is a free entry. Gifts. But I do want to make mention that in this issue, we do have lots of minutes, but we got into, there's the letter that you mentioned about Kenny, but we have some back to school, I think it's the youth powwow that happened at the Winnebago Public School football field.
Love the captions.
Yes.
Good job on the captions.
Yes.
That's one of the things is like, hey, this is a picture, but I love it that you added the captions.
This?
Yeah. let's keep doing it. Let's talk about the question of the issue.
Okay.
Well, you came up with it.
I did. And so big shouts to MC BKC, the calendar, our big calendars that we have in our office area. He does a really awesome job on letting us know what is all taking place in each month. And so one of the things that was in the month of August was American Artist Appreciation Month. And so with that being in August, it was, who is your favorite artist and why? And that was inclusive to painters, sculptors, photographers, musicians, writers, and performers.
I failed.
Why?
I'm gonna get canceled. I'm gonna get canceled, man. Don't
I was like,
cancel
why?
me. Do not read mine because I totally misstepped on that one. It says American. Okay.
It's like, oh, it went over my head.
Yeah, so everybody that reads it, don't read it. Don't read mine, guys. Make sure of that. But anyways, I just kind of like, oh man, I should have read the directions. You know, it's just like you try to put one of those book cabinets together, and if you don't read the direction, it all falls apart.
Yes.
Well, that's my question, the issue, and that's my answer anyway. But let's talk about it. American painter. Man, that was a tough one because I don't know, Henry Pear.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's an American, he's Native American, but he's freaking phenomenal.
Yes.
All right.
Definitely.
But I want to talk about Vincent van Gogh. Yeah, I took world history appreciation class at college, right? And there's a guy that his name is Degas. I was like, so whenever he came up on the test, I always remember him. But check him out. He's another impressionist artist. But
Yeah.
Vincent van Gogh, he had that one that's very famous. It's called Starry Night. And he used to layer his paint on there, man. I think what happened is the paint from the lead, got into his system, and he kind of went sideways a little bit to the point where he cut off his ear and sent it to his girlfriend. Now that's dedication, right? I mean, if you're going to be doing that, I don't know. As a girlfriend, would you appreciate that, or would you be like, what?
I'd be, change my name. No, just kidding.
And then the sculpture, when I was learning about Donatello, Michelangelo, Raphael,
I was like, not the
Leonardo da
Turtles.
Vinci, I was like, wait, those are Ninja Turtles. So I just put Michelangelo. He's the one that did those big sculptures. Very, very realism. And yeah, so he came up. Stevie Ray Vaughan, the king. Man, gone too soon. But Stevie Ray Vaughan, that guy is a wizard on the axe. Talk about the guitar slanger, man.
Fun fact, that is our apprentice is one of his favorite artists as well.
Stevie Ray Vaughan. Wow.
Shouts to Caven.
Man, and then you do some background history on him. Oh, I know. We were going to talk about that idea that I had. Yes, the Weekend Big Voice
Yes,
Countdown.
Abel. That was good.
The Weekend Big Voice Countdown. Brought to you by Big Voice DJs. You know what I mean? Like I texted you and Brian that, and I was like, "Hey man, we should have a countdown," because I was listening to Sirius XM or whatever it is, and they were like number 88, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to sit here all day to listen to number one. What's number one gonna be? So that's what we want to do.
I like it.
It's coming around the corner, man.
Yep.
And then we'll have like little themes. So the top 15 countdown of Motown, or the top 15 of hip hop, or the top 15 of the weekend.
Yes.
You gotta decide what your number one song is.
Love it.
So, anyways, yeah. Then my favorite performers, hands down, Jabberwockies, man. Oh man.
To give you credit, though, guaranteed, you did knock it out of the park. That's kind of how I wanted to answer mine, but I just went with one. I was just like, one.
Who'd you go with?
I gotta look. I got the Memory of Dory, guys. I apologize. Oh, it was comedy. So I was on, I believe I was doom scrolling on Facebook, and there is that show Wild and Out. If you've never watched it, there's these two comedians on there, performers. So I went with performers, but it's Chico Bean and Carlos Miller. And what they would do is they would go back and forth with like a old school rap battle.
Oh.
And so like that's kind of what got me. Then they would do it every now and then. They wouldn't always do it. It was just like here and there. But whenever it would get everybody all hype and stuff. But they're on stand-up comedy tour.
Oh, cool.
And so that's just where I went
That's
with
an
mine.
art form.
Yeah.
to be a comedian.
And I was like, laughter is the best medicine.
Yeah, sure it is. Sure is. You forget about your worries, your stresses, all this and that. I remember we seen Cat Williams up in Minneapolis. We went all the way up there to see him. Man, my stomach muscles hurt the next day. They were sore because I was laughing so hard. It was crazy. There was one guy, and it was interesting. Remember that laugh that I have? He laughed like that, and his laugh just made you laugh.
Was that one from Canada?
I don't know. I forgot his name. I think he had like red hair. African American guy, but he had like red hair. But I forgot his name. I should look him up. Anyways, yeah, that is. It's gonna bring us into the joke of the day.
Okay.
You got one? I got one.
Okay.
All right. We got a joke of the day, and then we're gonna get into the rant of the day. It's already that time. Holy smokes! All righty. So this is a little story. Okay. This is for 18 and over. All right, so all the young ones that are tuning in right now.
Plug ears.
Yeah, you should be in school anyway. No, this way. A mother had an argument with her husband. Okay? They needed to go to family dinner at the in-laws, right? Well, the husband, he had to go off to work, and so he said, make sure you take our son, our little guy. So the mother did reluctantly, you know? And while they were there eating at Sunday dinner after church, the little boy goes, Mommy, I have to, I have to use, but he said it loud, these little guys and stuff, they just, it's after, it's before O and then after, you know what I mean? So everybody kind of stopped and like, what did he say? And then so she says, it's not appropriate to say that word here. All right. So from now on, to get back at her husband too, she said, just tell me you have to whisper. All right. So that was that. The following Sunday dinner at the in-laws. All right. So she kind of gave the duties to the husband. He was there. And she said, the little boy comes up to her and to the husband and says, Daddy. He says, Daddy, I have to whisper. Daddy, I have to whisper. And the father looked at him and says, okay, well, why don't you whisper in my ear?
Oh.
So the boy looked confused and stuff like that, but and the mother, she just grinned. She got the husband back, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. So that's today's joke of the day. But yeah, you be very careful with those young ones and stuff,
Yup.
You got some nieces and nephews and stuff that are kind of that age and everything too, man. But yeah, crazy.
They say the darnest things.
Don't they? Don't they? All right. So we have the rant of the day. I'm going to go with ads.
Okay.
YouTube, Facebook, everything is ads, man. Like, come on now. This is crazy. This is too much, and I'm kind of a marketing guy or trying to get, oh my goodness. And it's just the weirdest things and stuff. Like, no, I don't need that. Or what in the world? There was one series that we were watching, and I forgot the series. Help me out, audience. But it was talking about the extremes. And oh man, there was like these ads that would just like literally pop up in your brain. And if you didn't pay, they would keep popping up. So you'd just be doing your work and stuff, and they micro implant these chips and stuff.
Yes.
But they're like, oh, we don't want any more of those ads. And they're like, okay, well, it's $5,000. You go ad free. And the lady, she ended up losing her job and all this and that. And then all of a sudden, like, she would turn into an ad. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So she would be going along and she didn't pay her subscription, and then all of a sudden she'd be talking to her husband, and then she's like, for $9.99 you get this cook free book, all this and that. So
do the Truman Show? That's what it reminds me of.
Kind of like that, but I forgot what that Netflix series is. It's not Stranger Things, but yeah, they go in, they're like individual shows about a topic, and we're not too far off from what they went to the extreme, that's like, and then there was like another one, episode 2 was about this guy that lost his wife, and he ended up buying like a robot, an AI version of his replacement wife.
Black
and
Mirror. No, I don't know.
What, is that what it's called?
It sounds like that.
Did you
but
watch it?
It sounds familiar. That's what I was like. I watched Black Mirror, but I don't think it's Black Mirror.
Yeah, so my rant of the day is let's get rid of all these weird ads on everything. I mean, it's
I'm not sure about Instagram, but even Facebook's like that too when you're watching videos. But TikTok is just nothing but like every now and then, like maybe like if you're watching altogether 20 videos, 18 of those videos are gonna be advertisements.
really.
Yeah, it's like you really got to work overtime to filter your For You page.
Yeah. You remember back in the days of the World Wide Web, those pop-up ads that just come out of nowhere, and then like all of a sudden you'd get pop-up bombed, you know, just kind of going off, and then they lure you in. Click here for a free computer, you know. It's just
When I was younger, those were like celebrity drama, like real juicy headlines would get me all the time. I'd be clicking on them.
I just know that you're nosy.
It was like how to download this and download some music.
Dang.
10,000 viruses.
Yeah, I don't know. We need to go ad-free for. We should. You know how they have tax-free day? We should do ad-free day, just for peace of mind. See what happens.
I think you're onto something.
Yeah, that's my rant of the day. What do you got?
All right, I'm gonna go in a direction of when you go into like a public place, you know, a public establishment, you know, there's all kinds of people from many walks of life. You don't know where these people's hands be, you know, you just don't know. And, you know, say you use the restroom and you just so happen the restroom, the way that those things are made, like the door for the restroom, it like cracks to where you can kind of see into where the sinks are at.
Oh yeah.
And then I just happened to notice that a lady that came out of the stall next to me just walked out. She didn't even wash her hands. I was like, yuck.
I hope she wasn't a worker.
In my mind, I was like, maybe she's using hand sanitizer. I don't know. I was like, but that's something that will always like just irk me a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm like, why can't you just wash your hands? Like, I won't say where I was, but yeah, I watched it play out in real time, and I was like, then when I went walking out, I was like, that girl that came out before me, she didn't wash her hands.
You gotta announce it. You got the big voice, so you know what I mean. Like,
So now everybody knows.
that person down aisle 6 did not watch. Yeah, that's a good one though, and it's cute because the young ones, they make sure, you know, you gotta make sure you wash your hands, and then they even remind, you know, you gotta wash my hands, Dad. You gotta wash. Yeah.
My nieces, they'll sing the ABCs. Won't stop until they're done singing. Till
Oh, really?
Z, then they're done.
Yeah. Yep. And then we talked about a little bit on the joke of the days when you have to use the restroom. Don't use the ear. No, but it's just that, yeah, everything's. That was one of the prevention things for COVID.
No, definitely, yeah.
Wash your hands.
Yep.
Spread those. Yeah, our hands are pretty powerful. Yeah.
One thing that I think I was talking to Tyler about this, but I was like, one way to like alleviate, or I don't know if that's the right word, like eliminate this problem is like put the bathroom stalls like how they do at school, like out in the hallway area where everybody watches you wash your hands. So like you'll know if somebody walks by and they don't wash their hands.
That's good.
You know what I mean? Like when you come walking out, then they have the sinks right there. Kind of hold them accountable.
Yeah, for sure. I hope. But yeah, today's PSA. Yep, for sure. Okay, what else we got here? We got some more announcements. We got some more events coming up, right?
Yes, so we also have, I mentioned the sports show will be back tomorrow live at 5. Into Thursday, there's some volleyball, so we'll be going live on the Big Voice for varsity Lady Indians volleyball.
Yeah, and you have an opportunity. Make sure you tune into the Big Voice. So let's recap. We had 2 events, kind of whirlwind, back to back, Thursday and Friday.
Last week was that on Thursday? Yeah, on Thursday we had Lady Indians volleyball varsity versus Tri-County Northeast. And so the ladies will get them next time. Into Friday, we had commentary. We had DJ Guaranteed and Willie Bass. And so again, you can always go back and watch those replays. We were live on our YouTube channel. But into Friday, the football team played Cheyenne Eagle Butte.
Yeah, how did that go?
I thought that it was a great game, and it got over fairly quickly. I believe they went into the halftime. The mercy rule was put into effect, I believe. But all in all, it looked like they all had fun, and some of those younger ones that are just now getting playing time on the field and things like that got to, I want to say, it was one of our camera operators and Coach Q's little guy, Rakim.
Yeah.
He got a
Pick six?
Yeah.
I seen that.
It was pretty cool. But
I think I want to say he made the top 5 plays of the week or something.
he did. That's cool.
For sure. So we're going to go not on a rant, but just kind of a FYI for those people that work in this industry. You put out the win, all right? And you got here and we had to do Thursday night, right?
Yes.
So we got out of there at a certain time, away from your family, all this and that. And then Friday, it was chaos, all this and that and stuff. Half a day, the wind needed to be out. And then you had to go directly up there to the football, So I just want to say that we appreciate everything. You don't see this. A lot of people, the viewers especially, don't see the behind the stuff that takes place. The load in, the load out, the unpacking, the packing, the repacking, the testing, the graphics, the production. Then what you see for the, it was half, it was 2 quarters.
2 quarters, yep.
For the one, and then a full set for volleyball. But it's like an iceberg, I guess I should say. So you see kind of part of it, but 70% is underneath the water, which is behind the scenes. We were on the phone with Austin Bales, their IT guy. We were trying to figure out how to get camera 2 set up, how to get the scoreboard, and we were kind of rusty because we didn't do it last year. And then that was kind of leads me into my next section is because of the viewers, because of those people, they always say, if you're good, people will talk for you. And that's what basically took place. We went into negotiations with the Winnebago Public School because a lot of people were saying, how come you guys are not doing the Winnebago Public School? We want to see our grandchildren. We want to see our children play. And it's always a good time. We bring that for us, by us stream, meaning our commentators and the production crew. The production crew that we have is 100% native to work in the industry, and we always approach a live stream with the best intent because we talked about this is that we had elders. One of them, for example, was the late Louis LaRose, and he said in a tribal council meeting that we need to get the best, whether that be equipment, we need to get the best commentators, we need to get the best camera operators. I mean, the camera operators, you got to think about them. And when I watch the big NFL productions and stuff, we're not too far off there yet. We're getting there. But, when they have to broadcast, you guys did the Pine Ridge game. And that was in a blizzard, wasn't it? I mean, it was really cold. You guys are texting me and stuff. I didn't get to go, but hats off to you guys. You guys' feet were cold, the gloves.
Those little hand warmer things.
And nobody even noticed unless, somebody said something. I think eventually, like, I'm going to get my gloves, but it was crazy. So this whole thing with the live stream, and then we go into other stuff. I want to do like commentating at powwows.
Yep.
When we did this at Last Bear Moon, and we have our little studio, makeshift studio where people come by and they visit us in between, maybe there's a special going on or there's not much going on in the powwow itself, but we want to give the respect to the viewers that are tuning in. And I think that's the next movement for powwows out there, is that they should have somebody with a wireless camera, a wireless mic, and just go and interviewing some people. If you got a special coming up, let's talk about it a little bit. I think that the next level of powwows is, we want to be there. We didn't get a chance to do it at homecoming celebration because I was up there and it was kind of behind the scenes and everything, and then we didn't get a chance to do it up there at the Red Sky powwow either. But when we do, we're going to try it for last Bear Moon. And we'll see if we can kind of keep going. Eventually, we'll want to get some commentators up and going because, you know, the ones that we have, if you want to try your hand in commentating too, come on up and try it. You know, be a guest and everything too. We make it happen, folks. We'll make it happen. But anything you want to make mention?
I just want to follow up and send a shout out to our production crew members. So there's Kevin Ebert, we have Jordana Bass, we have Sandy Scott II, we have Trisha Rivers, we have Austin Scott, we have Sinya Harlan, we have Dustin Earth, David Walker, we also have Rockman Free Bass, we have Quince Bass, we have Buffalo Bass, we have Huge Decora, we have Sean Walker, we have Kelly Lone Wolf, and we have DJ Guaranteed, we have Willie Bass, and I think that's everybody.
Yeah, and I know MCBKC helps us out with volleyball. He's very insightful, and Willie is too. You know, both of those guys, they're the professionals, and both of them coached at, you know, the next level and stuff. You know, I'm thinking of the next level because I don't do any coaching at all. But I like to play sand volleyball myself. We used to have a team up there, up north, and when we can, I have to say this is a little bragging rights and stuff, you know, is that we took down the Winnebago Employee Appreciation Volleyball Tournament, me and my crew. So it wasn't all me and stuff. Not at all. In fact, I was probably one of the weakest links and stuff. In fact, I was the weakest link because I couldn't get my serve over. I could not get my serve over, man. But yeah,
Put me in, coach.
If you have an opportunity, if you want to work for the Winnebago Tribe, we do have some jobs available. Go to the Winnebago Tribe and come on. They offer pretty competitive rates. Also, they have extracurricular. HR does a great job. So we have our employee picnic. We have our employee appreciation holiday dinner that takes place. That just booted up last year. It was at Winnebago, and you know, every entity has something to retain their employees. Now, there's a lot of people that say, "Geez, you guys get so many days off, all this and that." Well, there's a lot of factors and considerations into that. Myself, this is just me personally. Don't cancel me or anything like that. But when they say, you know, especially when it comes to like weather, snow days, everything like that, I just don't want nobody trying to get to work and they get in a car wreck and something tragic happens. That is the most, you know, you have to keep, because that's somebody's dad or mom or something like that, and all they wanted to do is provide for their family. So those decision makers, I'm glad I'm not one of those decision makers that have to call off work, but when they turn to us to get that word out, a lot of times they were like, geez, you know, there's only one snowflake or whatever and stuff, but you just never know about this weather. Mother Nature, shoot, Auntie Julie Smithart, our emergency manager, you know, we've seen that. One time, I seen some weird weather. There was like trees falling because it rained and then it turned to ice and it made all the branches turn heavy, and then bam, all these trees are falling. I never seen that before. It was like the last day on the earth and stuff. I never seen that before, man. It was so weird. Yeah, some of our trees fell, and it got our van that one year.
Oof.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. So just keep that in mind, you know, as we go along. My whole thing is that, you know, if you want to work for the Winnebago Tribe, come on over.
Yes.
Come on over. We have a lot of jobs in a lot of different departments and stuff. So I just want to put that PSA. The 34th annual Fort Omaha Intertribal Powwow, keeping tradition alive in 2025, Saturday, September 27th. Mark your powwow calendars. This is going to be down at Metropolitan Community College, Fort Omaha campus in Omaha, Nebraska. It's going to be held from 1 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Your MC, Mr. Samuel Grant from the Omaha Tribe. Arena director is Gabe Berea from the Omaha Tribe. Headman dancer is Todd Ike from the Omaha Tribe. Head lady dancer Carrie Hinman from Ponca Tribe. Host drum is going to be Oyate Sikonju Lakota. Host southern drums, Southern Tunes, I believe, from the Omaha Tribe. Princess Judge is going to be Kelsey Walker from the Omaha Tribe. And the Princess Crown is going to be designed by Nicole Bengis. All right. And our reigning princess is Zeta Tebow who is Ponca and Winnebago. So appreciate there is a good flyer in our recent Winnebago Indian news. And there is our Winnebago Fort Omaha Princess, Miss Tebow. So hope to see you guys down there. It's free and open to the public. I had an opportunity to be the MC at this celebration. It's a one-shot, one session. It's a pretty relaxing powwow celebration and stuff. So head on down there. I know that Onipo went down there last year. He had a good time. I think I want to say it kind of got rain delayed, but he ended up winning one of the grass dance specials down there, and still has that memory and stuff too. So powwow celebrations are in full force this weekend. For those that are going to be going up to United Tribes up in Bismarck, we say safe travels to you. Also, dance hard, and I believe there's a big softball tournament that's going to be taking place. So a lot of players from the Omaha tribe and the Winnebago tribe are heading up north. So safe travels to you guys, and come back with some hardware.
Is there the healing ribbons as well?
Oh, yeah. When is that one?
Saturday, September 6th.
Down at Creighton University. So make sure you come on out. It's going to be at 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the SCUT Student Center Ballroom. It's one of their newest ballrooms they have, and very nice area. So anybody can come on in. It's free. They do have some specials. So if you wanted to get into a couple of those specials, what are they?
We have a Truth and Reconciliation Wear Orange special, a ribbon skirt special for the youth, a Sweetheart special, youth hand drum contest, potato dance, and a Washcon Foundation sidestep special. Also a candy toss to honor the youth.
You ever two-step?
I did when I was younger.
Yeah? You haven't two-step lately?
No. It's probably been over 10 years.
Yeah? It's fun.
I know.
Yeah, if you have opportunity, come on, check it out now. Community meal is going to be provided at 5 o'clock. I want to say it's pizza.
Ooh.
And they're going to be having Native American vendors selling jewelry, art, T-shirts, etc. The Sounds of Omaha Whitetail from Macy, Nebraska. They have some great round dance songs, so make sure you come and join them. And then yours truly be on the microphone.
DJ Guarantee.
Yeah, they did some honorings last year, and this Healing Ribbon organization, they do some wonderful events, and this is for the metropolitan area down in Omaha and stuff. But I know that some of the Winnebago people came down there. I've seen Michelle Lemire and Tyler. They went down there and participated. There was also some people from Macy, Walt Hill area that went down there and supported and everything too. So when it comes together, it's a great weekend. Also, just so you know, we were in competition with the Nebraska game last year. So everybody was on their phones and not really paying attention to the round dance. The Nebraska game is going to be later that evening. So
no conflict.
Yeah, no conflict. There you go. That's what you have. Alrighty. I think that's our time. You got anything else?
I just want to add that I seen that on the tribe's page, there was a share for the human services. They have a new fax number. So the more you know. But they have 1-833-650-5384.
It's kind of like a throwback. Well, a couple of things is there's not a lot of fax numbers out there anymore, right? Remember, that was the way. I remember I had to fax my transcripts and all this and that, and you had to wait for it to come in. And then they also put on their Facebook page, update your Rolodex. Not a lot of people have Rolodexes anymore. I don't know. Do they?
I don't even know what that is.
There you have it.
But I want to add, I thought of two more people that I don't want to leave out when we were giving our shout outs for our production team.
Yeah.
So I want to give a shout out to Mr. Rezpian himself, Bill Decora.
Oh, yeah.
My Dega Bill. And then also want to give a shout out to my sister Trina. She's one of our commentaries as well. So shout out to Trina Carnes.
Yeah, man. Rezpin, Mr. Bill himself, man. He's been there through the thick and thin.
Yes.
He has some stories. If you ever want to ask some behind the scenes stories of our, big voice streams and stuff. But I'll take you back to Santee. Remember when Santee made it to the district championship? The winner would go down to the state game. We ended up in central Nebraska. I forgot the town. Do you remember? It was like a couple hours.
Gettysburg or
I'm not even sure, but it was
or Martinsburg or something like that.
It was way out there and stuff. Anyways, so we did it. He was there. We took that picture, and it was the first time that the Santee went to state, and we were there for it. That was amazing. That was awesome. On the way home, yeah, I don't know if you remember this. On the way home, we were cruising, and then all of a sudden, I slam on the brakes. I turn around. They're like, "What are you guys doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?"
Oh.
What was it?
You hit like a skunk or something, or?
It was a hawk.
Oh.
Yeah, and
I forgot about that.
yeah, man. But in my mind, I was like, man, was that an eagle? You know, because you got to turn those in. But it was a hawk, and so as a dancer, I'm like, you know. No, I'll just leave it at that. All right, guys. Kev, MC Eats, multimedia coordinator. Welcome to the show. Do you have anything to add to today's show?
You know what? I heard you guys giving shout outs. And I wanted to give a shout out to Kenny LaPointe. I thought the dude was on it. We was down having some fun, recreational, down the river. And he's like, well, just be careful. We got hunters over here and we got hunters over here, you know, and just, you know, long as you guys stay on the road, you know, and you have to go have fun. And I thought, you know what? And my daughter looked at me, that guy's on it, isn't he? He knows where all the hunters are, you know, and I thought that was cool. So I want to give a shout out to Parks and Recreation, most of all, Kenny LaPointe. They were on it down the river.
There you go. Yeah. And then one of the things that he did is take the young boys. Remember that when he took them out hunting?
Yep.
And he shared the story, and a lot of them didn't catch anything, but it was the whole experiences. What are those called? The tree
Blinds?
Yeah. Took them up in the blinds, and you know they were hunting, and kind of the patience, and you guys be quiet and all this and that.
Oh, but then he posts pictures of the ones that did get it, you know, and taught them the art of it, you know, the art of harvesting, you know, cleaning, and good cat.
I was in Iowa one time, and we got stopped by the DNR, the Department of Natural Resources, and he comes up and he says, "Hey, do you have a permit?" And I'm like, "Oh man, no, I don't. You know, we're just here for the one day." I was in Council Bluffs, Iowa side, and he said that's okay because I had my young boys and they were under 16, and he said we want you to teach these guys how to do it so they can fish, but he said teach them, but you don't reel in a fish or anything like that. You know what I mean? Just teach them how to cast, teach them how to bait, all this and that. So I always remember that. I thought that was really cool, is that they you know, they need to foster the next generation of fishers, hunters, all this and that. And he's doing just that.
Exactly.
Is the next generation of my dad. Me and him used to go pheasant hunting, and then I was known as his good luck charm for deer hunting, because every time I went with him and stuff, he had this knife. So it was a combination. You get me and this knife, and you would get a deer. So that was awesome. And I miss beef jerky, deer jerky. Man, they used to have this amazing deer jerky that him and my mom made. I don't know how they did it, man, but it was just like, I have yet to taste something that delicious. Seriously.
What is it? Blackfish. I think it was Purnell, the junior one.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, one of them does awesome deer jerky. My friend from Sioux City thought it was so awesome that when he got a deer. We need to get a hold of him because he used to work at the hospital.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does really good deer
It's
jerky.
good stuff, man. Making me crave it.
It's like making me think about that buffalo jerky.
In the freezer.
Yep. And they do have some for sale if anybody wants to.
Yep, Parks and Wildlife.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, so thank you for coming on. We appreciate you guys joining us here today on behalf of the Winnebago Talks crew, Big Voice Radio. Get out and vote. The polls will open and close 8 a.m. They're open now, and they'll close tonight at 8 p.m. Appreciate, again, every candidate for putting their name into the hat, wanting to serve our Winnebago Tribal Organization. My hat's off to them. You know, every candidate that did that. So, and the families that are helping them, you know, because I remember when my dad, he ran for tribal council, and the family needed to get together to help support him. You know, he came back stressed out, you know, all this and that. But the campaigning, it was exciting. You know, I remember when he got elected, the excitement for that and the things that he wanted to do for the people and everything. All these candidates, I think they have some great ideas. You have to work as a team. You know, Louis would say that, you know, now we have to roll up our sleeves and find a way to work together to accomplish the greater good for the tribe. So want to say thank you to every tribal council candidate. And want to say thank you to all the Winnebago voters out there that are going to cast their vote, because that's the voice of the people. Alrighty, you guys have a good rest of your day. Winnebago Talks, KWTN 100.9 FM, broadcasting out of Allen, Nebraska, the official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe.